show and also a feature we did on the women of NASA were awarded, and you can find the full list on our website.
During Women's History Month, we're celebrating some of our amazing colleagues right here at ABC News. Why? Because the 49th annual Gracie Awards celebrated them by the Alliance of Women in Media. It's honored ABC News with an astonishing 13 wins, guys. It's the highest number of any individual network, of course. Our friends at GMA3 have won for their Trailblazing Women series. Deborah Roberts is taking home the Gracie for News Magazine on-air talent. Tamara Hall's Adrienne Adler won for the talk show director category. The Gracie Awards honoring programming created.
Cataclysmic.
This is cataclysmic. This is a disaster. I mean, who do they blame for this? When they fell out with the royal family, they were able to say it were the horrible men in grey suits who were trying to hold us back, who were trying to stop us doing what we wanted to do. In fact, many of those men in grey suits said the same thing about Harry and Meghan. They were lazy, they were entitled, they only cared about themselves.
Nobody expected this kind of downfall, but Meghan Markle is learning the hard way. When you chase the spotlight too long, it starts to burn. Between red carpet chaos, a media brand in freefall, and a tidal wave of public backlash, her carefully crafted image is starting to crack under the pressure.
Welcome everyone to the 2024 Gracie Awards. I'm your after show host Sharon Carpenter, and we are super excited tonight because we are going to be honoring all of our Gracie Award.
Hollywood's biggest stars were out for the 50th annual Gracie Awards Gala, and the red carpet was buzzing. This night was meant to celebrate women in media. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, showed up ready to shine, expecting to be part of the spotlight. Dressed in a show-stopping designer gown and accompanied by her team, she exuded confidence, ready for cameras, interviews, and the kind of spotlight she once commanded with ease.
Little me watched the Carol Burnett show in awe. The first creative seeds were planted, and there grew my love for sketch comedy. So Carol.
But then, something happened that no one saw coming. As Meghan walked up to the red carpet entrance, event security suddenly stepped in and stopped her. What should have been a smooth, elegant moment turned tense and uncomfortable. The guards, calm but clear, told her she couldn't go any further. Her name wasn't on the VIP list.
In many ways, it's like you're my oldest friend. But also, you are my oldest friend. Should know that. She's 91, you guys.
At first, Meghan looked shocked. This had to be a mistake. She was Meghan Markle. Witnesses say she tried to explain, claiming she'd been invited and was set to appear briefly during the ceremony. But staff didn't budge. Her name still wasn't confirmed, and without official clearance, their hands were tied.
No one plays coma patient like you. It means the world to celebrate you in a room filled with women at the Gracies. As we know, there is strength amongst women, and Carol personifies it. Her career started in the heyday of 50.
And it gets even worse. Insiders later revealed Meghan's name had been taken off the program just days before the event. This wasn't a simple mix-up. Her whole appearance had been quietly cut behind the scenes. Some claimed it was due to schedule issues or backstage politics, but others believe it was intentional, that organizers didn't want her stealing the spotlight from the real honorees.
Gracie Award winners are out, and just this morning, those awards, of course, honor achievements by women across all areas of media and entertainment, and we're very proud to say that the Today Show is among them. The show and also a feature we did on the women of NASA were awarded, and you can find the full list.
What came next was pure chaos. Meghan's team rushed to fix it, making frantic calls and digging through emails, hoping to turn things around. But nothing worked. The decision stood. Meghan, visibly frustrated, was left standing outside the velvet ropes while cameras flashed nonstop, capturing every uncomfortable second.
The Alliance of Women in Media. It's honored ABC News with an astonishing 13 wins, guys. It's the highest number of any individual network.
The optics were brutal. A world-famous figure, a former royal, denied entry at one of the most empowering events in the industry. Cameras kept rolling as Meghan finally turned around, leaving the scene without ever stepping onto the red carpet.
Have won for their Trailblazing Women series. Deborah Roberts is taking home the Gracie for News Magazine on-air talent. Tamara Hall's Adrienne Adler won for the talk show director category.
By morning, it was everywhere. International headlines lit up with the story, and social media couldn't stop talking. Some mocked her for the rejection, while others showed sympathy, saying it proved her Hollywood power was slipping. But no matter the side, the damage was done. Meghan had been publicly shut out by the very industry she's been trying to win back.
Who we've all worked with and love, and our friends over at Sunday Morning won the Gracie for Soft News feature for their story, Defying the Odds. This year's Gracie Awards recognize other outstanding women, including Michelle Obama, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Nicole Kidman, and many, many more.
We dancing in our seats, and today...
In the aftermath of Meghan Markle's red carpet rejection, the internet has been buzzing with one burning question. Was this just an embarrassing logistical mix-up, or was it something deeper, more revealing? Some say it was a simple case of wires crossed, a miscommunication between Meghan's team and the event organizers. But others? They're not buying it. Sources close to the event dropped a bombshell. Meghan's team never officially confirmed her appearance. No RSVP, no coordination through the proper channels. It looked like they assumed her name alone would be enough to get her in, that just being Meghan Markle would open the doors.
Have one for their Trailblazing Women series. Deborah Roberts is taking home the Gracie for News.
Critics jumped on it fast. They called the whole scene a textbook example of what they say is Meghan's growing image problem, entitlement. That she thinks the rules don't apply to her, that doors will always open just because she was once royal.
Having you present this to me, it means the world to me. I love you so much. Thank you. You're such a, you're a doll. I was so fortunate.
And this time, it blew up, publicly, painfully, and on a night meant to celebrate humility, professionalism, and empowerment. To many, this wasn't just a red carpet rejection, it was a mirror held up to a fading star. A moment where the gap between Meghan's self-image and Hollywood's current reality was laid bare for everyone to see.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Even though Meghan stepped away from royal life years ago and tried to rebrand as a media powerhouse, her influence just isn't what it used to be. Critics say the Gracie Awards moment might be the clearest sign yet. Meghan Markle is still famous, but in today's world, fame alone doesn't get you through the door anymore.
Coming back to TV, she starred in the Larry Sanders Show, Better Call Saul, and this year's hit show, Palm Royale. And tonight, the Alliance for Women in Media is honored to present.
There could have been public sympathy for Meghan Markle, the misunderstood royal turned away unfairly. That kind of moment usually sparks hashtags, headlines, and praise for Grace under fire. But that's not what happened. Instead, the internet pounced, and it pounced hard.
Season to the podcast, and also some of the admissions that the podcast was not all as it seemed.
Yes, well, I think they tried very...
Within hours of the red carpet drama, social media was on fire. Memes flooded Twitter, TikTokers broke down the footage frame by frame, and Instagram pages posted side-by-side shots of Meghan's past red carpet highs and her latest humiliation. The clip of her being turned away played on a loop, complete with dramatic music, sarcastic captions, and viral voiceovers.
Meghan, me. If you think you've had that, I've had much more than you. It was desperately boring, but Harry was supposed to take part.
There was a time when the public might have rushed to defend her, but now it felt like people enjoyed watching her fall. Comments poured in, mocking what they saw as her entitlement. Some joked she thought she was walking into Buckingham Palace, not a media awards show. Others compared her to someone showing up to a wedding they were never invited to. And it wasn't just the internet. Inside the gala, the vibe was just as harsh.
Interviewed the Pope and also Putin to see what their childhood was like. Well, quite obviously, I would think that he did that so that he could talk about his childhood, so they could all moan together. But that's nonsense, isn't it? I mean, we couldn't have Putin, would he?
Insiders say several Hollywood guests were caught quietly laughing at the whole thing. One well-known figure even joked, "Looks like the crown doesn't carry much weight around here." No one said it publicly, but the whispers were loud. Meghan's presence wasn't awe-inspiring anymore. It was awkward. For some in the room, this just confirmed what they'd felt for a while. Meghan Markle isn't the media darling she used to be. That glow, that mystique, it's fading fast. And in a town obsessed with image, that matters.
Everything. Moments like this stick.
A royal member of the royal family. So he's still sucking on what he did as a working member of the royal family, even though now he sort of wants...
The tabloids didn't hold back either. Headlines called it the undoing of Meghan's comeback and a clear fall from grace. They didn't treat it like a random mistake. Instead, they framed it as a wake-up call, saying her polished Royal Meets Hollywood brand was starting to wear thin.
Crush the monarchy, doesn't want to have anything to do with them. He's the one who he and Meghan are the ones who knows how to run the monarchy. So, he's in a muddle. He's in a terrible mid-place muddle.
And maybe the most shocking part? Not a single major celebrity stood up for her. No tweet, no post, not even a half-hearted "she deserves better" from her Hollywood circle. The silence was loud, and it said everything. In a world built on power, access, and timing, Meghan's stumble wasn't seen as a tragedy, it was treated like satire. She wasn't just shut out from the red carpet, she was shut out from the illusion of being untouchable. And the world? It laughed.
From the woke companies who are meant to be their friends. So where this couple goes next is a major question.
Meghan Markle's red carpet rejection wasn't just a one-time embarrassment, it became a symbol of her public image falling apart. Instead of sparking sympathy, it lit a wildfire of ridicule across the internet. Memes, harsh commentary, and non-stop clips took over every platform, and people seemed far more interested in mocking her than defending her dignity.
Because they had the cash, they had the spare cash, and they had people at home.
Even some celebrities, insiders say, were quietly laughing, calling it a reality check for someone they think has leaned too hard on her fame. The tabloids didn't hesitate either. They painted the whole thing as a perfect metaphor, Meghan's carefully built image collapsing under growing public doubt. She was once seen as a fresh voice, a symbol of diversity in the royal family. Now, her star has faded. Today, Meghan Markle is one of the most divisive figures in the spotlight, and much of it comes down to her public persona and the contradictions people think they see.
Of Sussex over a lack of content. This was confirmed probably about 10 days ago now.
Again, this Netflix deal, $81 million contract.
At the heart of the backlash is Meghan's portrayal of herself as a victim of racism and non-stop media attacks. Her 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey rocked the world and sparked huge debates about race and royal traditions. Some people praised her courage for speaking out, but others believed she twisted the story to make herself look blameless. Critics say she used the victim narrative to cut ties with both the UK and the US, while trying to win over certain audiences with sympathy.
What we built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. That's my husband. He's just out there just constant, like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe.
A big part of the criticism centers on the idea that Meghan's public image is mostly manufactured. Detractors call her a chameleon, saying she changes who she is to match whatever message will get the most attention. She's built a brand as a feminist, a humanitarian, an underdog. But critics point out actions that don't match that image. To them, it feels like hypocrisy, where her empowerment message clashes with choices that seem more self-serving than sincere.
Are you in love now more than ever?
So I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now. He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
I have a letter from your husband and your kids.
Meghan's push to build a media and entertainment career hasn't gone the way she hoped. Netflix pulled the plug on her animated series Pearl before it ever even aired. It was supposed to spotlight powerful women, but the project never connected with an audience and quietly disappeared. Her podcast Archetypes didn't fare much better. Spotify dropped it after just 1 season, with critics questioning its depth and overall appeal. Even the Netflix docuseries with Prince Harry, which started with a lot of hype, quickly lost steam. It didn't hold critical praise or keep viewers engaged. All of this has raised serious questions. Are Meghan's projects truly meaningful, or are they just riding on her royal ties and media drama?
Episodes without complaining is absolutely pathetic. right? 12 episodes, I do that in 2 weeks. What is she complaining about? And the problem is once you have an actual job as opposed to a stupid lifestyle website that nobody looks at, or I don't even know what Harry's ever done, it actually requires some effort.
Meghan's podcast with Jamie Kern-Lima was supposed to be a space for real, inspiring conversations about empowerment, but it backfired hard. Listeners and critics called it staged and phony, pointing to moments where Meghan's emotions felt fake or way too overacted.
And following a string of scandals and lies, the reputation of the couple took a beating in the eyes of the public, and brands didn't want a bar of it.
The so-called fake tears moment quickly became a lightning rod for mockery. Instead of winning people over, it only fueled doubts about how real her emotions really were. The podcast didn't build trust, it made things worse. Many saw it as more proof that Meghan's vulnerability isn't genuine, but part of a performance meant to shape public opinion, not create real connection.
Was the fact that she committed a fraud. There are some pieces you put out where you must use a producer to do some of, forgive me, the less important interviews. That's just the way these big pieces go.
Meghan's appearance on the Jamie Kern-Lima show gave critics even more to talk about. The interview was supposed to highlight her journey and drive as an entrepreneur, but instead, it raised red flags. Viewers pointed out signs of self-obsession and an intense focus on image. Rather than speaking warmly about her husband or kids, Meghan kept circling back to how much they love and admire her, painting herself as a misunderstood, hardworking woman who just wants recognition.